Hey guys, Nell here from Crochet Essentials. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make this elegant top. I love the detailing in the middle. It is versatile, so you can dress it up or dress it down. It is very easy. You'll be using double crochet all around. Okay, let's have fun guys. Let's start. Okay, let's get started. The yarn that I used for this top, I used this really nice light airy yarn by Hobby called Pearly Haze. It's very nice. It is a category 4 yarn. It's a viscose and wool combination. We are going to need 5mm hook, pair of scissors, and a tape measure. I have two colors here, so this would be my main color, and then we're going to do a little bit of detailing with a darker color. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with a slip knot. For this pattern to work, you need multiples of 2, and after measuring myself, of which I am 38 inches in bust, I need 74 chains for my back panel. Alright, I got 74 chains. We're going to work on the first row. I'm going to count 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. On the 4th chain, make a double crochet. This pattern uses double crochet throughout. Okay, you are going to do this until end of the row. Okay, row 1 is done. We're going to get to row 2. I've already chained 1 chain, 2nd chain, 3rd chain, and then work half double crochet on the 2nd stitch. This is very simple. You are going to do this double crochet the entire back panel, so keep measuring depending on how long or how short you want your top to be. I'm gonna work on my panel until I reach 20 inches long. Okay guys, it's time to work on our front panel. So I have my yarn here. This is just an idea to show you how it's going to work. You are going to work with 3 yarns all at the same time, and I have a drawing here just to give you an idea of how the top is going to turn out. We are going to have a detailing here, which will be the darker yarn, and then the main yarn on both sides. I have 72 stitches for my back panel, and I want my detailing in the front to be 4 inches or 10 centimeters, and 4 inches is 16 stitches for me. So what I did was I subtracted 16 from 72 and I got 56, and I divided 56 by 2 and I got 28 on each side. Okay, I hope you understand that part. Now let's get to making the top and see how we're going to work with the 3 yarns all at the same time. Okay, I have my first yarn here. I'm going to start with a slip knot and chain 28. I got my 28 stitches here. Next I am going to connect the darker color and then chain 16 which is going to take me to 44. Okay, so I got two different here. I'm going to connect the third yarn and make another, the last stitches for okay, just tighten this up. Okay, so I have 28, 16, 28 plus 2, which will be our turning chain as we did in the back panel. So all in all right now I have 72 chains. Okay, next we are going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then work double crochet on each stitch. You're going to do this until you get to the detailing in the middle, or you get to a darker yarn. All right, I am working the last double crochet. This is where it gets tricky, guys. Okay, I'm gonna finish off with this one and then leave this over to the side and pick up the darker color in the middle. Okay, so this is the first stitch, this is going to be the second stitch. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to skip this stitch and work on the next stitch here. We are going to make crossed double crochet for the detailing in the middle, and then I'm going back to the skipped stitch and work double crochet. We're going to skip this one, work double crochet on the next, go back to the skipped stitch and repeat until you get to the 16th stitch. This will be our detailing for the middle of our top. All right, let's do the last 2 crossed stitches together. We're still skipping the one and then work double crochet on the next, and then go back to the skipped stitch and work double crochet. So this is how it looks in the middle. We are done with the darker yarn. Now we are picking up the third yarn, which will be on the other side of the panel. Okay, just gonna tighten this, gonna yarn over with the new yarn over here, and then insert the hook in the next stitch here, and then finish up with these 2, and then you just tighten it up so that it's doesn't come loose, and then you are going to work double crochet until end of the row. All right, we are done with first row. This is how it looks. We are moving on to row 2. We're going to chain 3 and then turn our work. We're going to work double crochet on each stitch until you get to the crossed stitches. Right, I am done with the first part. Now we are going to join the darker side, the darker color, which are our crossed stitches. So I'm picking up the yarn that I left, yarn over, skip the first stitch, insert the hook into the next one, make double crochet, okay, and then yarn over, go back to the skipped stitch, and then tighten up this stitch so that it's not loose. And then you are going to continue doing that. Crossed, double crochet, skip one, go back to the skipped stitch to make this access with your double crochet stitches. Right, so I am done with the middle part, but I'm noticing I have a gap here, so finish the last stitch with the new yarn. Just yarn over and then pull up a loop to finish up the stitch, and then put this one aside. We're gonna pick the last part of the panel, and we'll be making double crochet on each stitch, and then you are going to turn over again and do the same. Okay, I am going to work color change with you one more time. I'm going to work my last double crochet. So instead of finishing my stitch with this color, I'm finishing my stitch with the darker one, the new color. There's less gap in between the stitches, okay? And then we skip the first stitch, which is here, and then work double crochet on the next stitch. Go back to the skipped stitch and work double crochet. If you think using 3 colors is too much work, you can just use 2, and then you will carry the main color along as you do your cross stitches. Okay, done with row 3. This is how it looks so far. You are going to continue doing this until there's 7 rows left. If you have 60 rows, for example, then you're going to work this pattern to row 53, and then we're going to move on to the neck shaping. Okay, I have worked my front panel, and as agreed, I am only left with 7 rows to go, which means we are moving on to the neck shaping. So this is how it looks so far. I've already worked on the one side, and this is what I'm going to be doing with you guys together. I've done this side, now we are going to do this side together. Okay, we are going to do the same thing, just double crochet on each stitch until we get to the last 2 stitches that is here, because this is our neck opening. So you're gonna work here until you are left with 2 stitches. Okay, we have 2 stitches remaining, which means we are going to decrease. When you decrease, you make 2 stitches together. So I'm going to yarn over, insert the hook in the next, yarn over, okay, and then next you're not going to yarn over. It's more like you are doing single crochet. You are going to insert the hook, pull up a loop. So you got 1 2 3 4 in here. You are going to yarn over and pull through all the loops. So you've made 2 stitches into 1, okay, and then you are going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and turn your work. And we are going to decrease in the very first stitch as well. You are going to insert the hook in the first stitch and pull up a loop, okay, and then yarn over, insert the hook in the second stitch, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops, 1 2 3 4, and then you are going to yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops, okay, and then the rest of the stitches you are going to do double crochet stitches. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the 2, yarn over, and finish up. So work your double crochet to the end of the row and then come back again. You are going to do another decrease in the last 2 stitches. Okay, we are here again. We are going to do the same decrease in the last 2 stitches. If what I was doing was a bit confusing, you can do 2 double crochet together, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert the hook on the last stitch, pull up a loop. You have 1 2 3 4 5 loops. So you're going to yarn over and pull through the first 4, yarn over and pull through the last one. So this is how you would normally do your decreases. It's just that I like to do half double crochet and single crochet decrease so that it kind of slants. I like it better than doing this one. This just goes more straight than having this curve. Okay, we're going to do another decrease, chain 2, yarn over. Okay, we're going to do the same double crochet decrease. Okay, yarn over, insert the hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook in the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the first 4 stitches, yarn over and pull through the last 2. That is our decrease right there. And then you are going to continue with our double crochet until the end of the row. So this is it. We've done 1 2 1 2 3 4 decreases so far, so I've got 3 more to go because we have 7 rows of for our neckline until we match the back panel. So continue to do this until you reach row 7. So your decreases are going to look like this. Okay, I am done with my decreases. So I've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 rows, which completes my front panel. So I am going to cut the yarn. So I'm going to leave long enough tail. I just like to double it up like this, and I'm going to use this for seaming the back panel to the front panel later. Okay, cut the yarn and fasten off. Okay, and we are done with our first panel. Next we are moving to our sleeves. Okay, we are moving on to making our sleeves. Our top is going to be short sleeves. I've already made one, so this is how the sleeve is going to be. This is our front panel, and we are using the contrast color for the main part of our sleeve. Now we need to determine how many stitches we need for our sleeve to fit. So what you need to do is to get someone to measure you from the top outside of the edge of your shoulder down to the armpit. Okay, and for me, when I do that, I got 7.5. So all in all, I need 15 inches in circumference for my sleeve to fit. And after figuring that out, I need 62 chains. Remember, you need multiples of 2 for this to work, because you are going to make this crossed stitches here for detailing. Okay, and you are going to need 12 rows all in all, or it depends on how long you want your sleeves to be. So for me, I got 10 with this color and then 2 with the main color for our top. Okay. Okay, we are going to start with a slip knot, and then I am going to chain 62. Okay, I have my 62 chains. I'm going to start with row 1. I'm going to count 3 chains, 1 2 3, and on the 4th chain I am going to make double crochet. Okay, and remember, this is considered a stitch, the chain 3. So make double crochet in each stitch until you get to end of row. Row 1 done. Okay, go into chain 3 and turn the work. Repeat the same thing, double crochet on each stitch. You are going to repeat this row 9 more times so that you have 10 rows. Okay, I'll meet you guys at the end of row 10. I'm working on the last stitch of my 10th row. I'm going to finish this stitch with the new yarn. Okay, I'm gonna hold these together to secure and then chain 3, 1 2 3. Just tuck this in and then turn my work. So this is considered the first stitch. Next, you are going to skip this stitch and work double crochet on the next stitch, and then go back to the skipped stitch and make double crochet. Going to repeat the same thing, skip one stitch, go back to the skipped stitch, and then so you'll be working the crossed stitches like this. At the end here you should have one stitch, and then you work double crochet on the last stitch. Left with one stitch here, I'm going to make double crochet, and this is how it looks on the 11th row. Okay, I'm gonna chain 3 and turn the work. So you are going to repeat this one more time. This is our first stitch. You are going to skip this one and then work double crochet on the next one, go back to the skip stitch and do double crochet. So we're going to repeat this until you get here and then work double crochet on the last stitch. It is time to sew our top together. Okay, I have a stitch marker here just to mark the point so that I have the same number of stitches from the front panel to the back panel. I left a long tail, so this is from the front panel here. This is what I'm going to use to do that. If you did not have a long tail, then just cut new yarn and then go from there. Okay, and I'm going to insert, just gonna remove this, move it out of the way. No. And I am using this method. You are welcome to use what you are comfortable with. Okay, I'm gonna work on this and then move over to the other side. All right, we are done with one side of the shoulder. I'm just gonna do this one more time just to make sure it is nice and tight. Okay, and then just weave in the ends. So you're gonna do the same thing on this side. We are going to sew this sleeve to the panels. So the panel is lengthwise, and then I have it like this. So what I did is I have 60 stitches for my sleeve. I divided it into 2, so this is the 30th stitch, and then I put a stitch marker right in the center of the panels. So this is the front and this is the back. So we are going to sew from here, go all the way down there. So cut a long enough tail that would go from one end of the sleeve to the next, and then you are going to fold it later and then do it at the armpit. Okay, I'm going to use the same method that I used for seaming the panels together. Once again, you are welcome to use what you are comfortable with. Okay, we are going to do this until the end of our panel on the other side. Okay, we are done with this part. Next, we're going to fold our panels into two, and then I have a sleeve like this. All right. So this is how it looks. And then I'm using the same tail to go from here this way. Okay. So do this until the end here, weave in the ends and do the same thing on the other side. We are going to sew the side of our top. I am going to cut some yarn here, and then we are going to seam the sides. Okay, I'm just gonna start right by the armpit. Just like to double tie my ends here, and then I'm gonna go back and forth until we reach the bottom. Repeat the same thing on the other side. We are going to do a final detail around the neck here, just as we did with the sleeve. We are going to do the same thing. So we are going to use the contrast color, or the color in the middle, to do the border around the neck and the bottom of the top. But first you need to decide which side would be the right side for you, and then you let it face you like it is. This is how I'm gonna wear my top. This will be the inside, this will be the outside. That's how I determine the right and the wrong side. Okay, and I'm just gonna insert the hook in the first stitch here, and then pull up a loop. I'm going to chain one. All right, and then I'm going to do single crochet on the first stitch, and on each stitch around my neckline. coming to the end of our neckline border, and I'm just gonna join with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn and fasten off, so you weave in the ends later. Okay, and this is how our neckline looks. Next we are going to repeat the same thing right at the bottom here. So you pick the side you want to start on. I'm just gonna insert the hook on here, and pull up a loop, chain one, and then I am going to make single crochet on each stitch. Do this around the bottom of your top. I'll meet you guys right here to finish up the top. Doing the last stitch for the border on the bottom of our top. Join with a slip stitch and cut the yarn. And fasten off. Okay, so you weave the ends. This is how it looks at the bottom, and then here, this is it, guys. We are done. I cannot wait to see your tops. Please be sure to share with me on social media. I have links in the description below. Remember, subscribe if you have not subscribed already, or share the video with other people so that they get to make their own garments. I'll see you guys in the next video.